Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you had a great week and a great wrap up of your March budgets or just your March in general. Today's video, that is what I'm going to be doing, is wrapping up my March budget. So if you want to see how that played out for us, then stay tuned. Hi there, my name is JoJo. If this is your first time stopping by, on this channel I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. For us, that includes paying off debt, investing, and saving. Today, I'm going to be closing out March. I'm a little nervous to close out March because it was a whirlwind. I felt like March had 3 months jam-packed into it, and April is going to be just as crazy. We had everything that could going on in March. We had birthdays. There were lots of birthday invitations as well, just with things opening up. A lot of people are, happy and excited to have birthday parties for their kids. So we've gone to so many birthday parties, which has been fun, but it's expensive and it's a lot. And then my husband's birthday, he just celebrated it in March. We also had my daughter's karate event. There was a big demo day. They were celebrating a 1-year anniversary. There was a potluck involved as well, so money associated with that. She's going to be doing a belt test coming up in a few weeks, so there's costs associated with that. My kids were on spring break. We went on vacation. My daughter just had a field trip. I was a chaperone. There were costs with that. And then I also had a certification class that I went to, and that was a very expensive class. So March was just a whirlwind, just with life in general, and our finances were wrapped right in there with it too. So let's go ahead and just hop right to it and see how March went for us. I just started using the every dollar budget. That was another thing. I transitioned to a new budget system. I used to do a paper budget, and I also used to do a paycheck by paycheck budget. So transitioning to this system, of course, going electronic and then also going to an entire monthly budget, it had some growing pains, but I am really enjoying it. So far, the functionality has been able to work for us, and I feel like my husband is able to be more involved in the budget as well. And then I have access to my budget at my fingertips with having the app on my phone, which has been super nice, because before I never brought my budget planner with me, like in my purse or anything, but I always have my phone with me. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right to it. I've added my transactions over here. We're going to start first at the top here with income. I did have some extra income, some more Poshmark sales, so I'm just going to drag this over to extra. That was it for income this week. Next, we will move down to our bills. Daycare, we had our second daycare payment that came out. And this is always as expected. It's $368 every other week, so a total of $736 this month. My son is starting kindergarten this year. I am so excited to not have to pay for daycare anymore. Next was our mortgage, and that came out as expected at $1420.08. Then our Cinemark subscription for $9.99. I think we're going to be going to, there's a Bad Guys movie coming out around my daughter's birthday, and so we're planning on going to that, which with this subscription you get discounts on concessions and also free tickets every month. You pay $9.99 a month, so you pretty much get a ticket for $9.99, and you get, if you don't have enough tickets built up for the number of people that you have, you get a discount on that ticket too. So this has been a great way for our entire family to enjoy going to the movie theater at a lower cost. Our next bill was our gym subscription. That was its expected $75. And then our security system came out at $9.99. That is all of our bills that fall into this paycheck. We do have our Hulu that's coming out that should be covered here, but I didn't want to wait for these bills to clear. So this is just going to actually be rolled over into April so that I can go ahead and get my April budget going. What I'm going to do is add in here $64.99, and I'm just going to put that as rollover. So when I do my April budget, this should be included in that rollover amount that shows up in income. And I do that with our electricity and gas bill as well, just with how our paychecks fall and making sure that each month covers a consistent amount of bills. We will roll over money. I'm going to go ahead and note that, because we're going to roll over that entire amount. We had our HP ink. I haven't printed much, so the plan that we're set up with is just based on how much you print. I didn't have to pay anything for HP ink this month, so that's just going to stay there as 0. That is it for our bills. Now we're going to move on to giving. I did have another donation this month of $50. So I'm just going to add this as an unplanned donation. And going to drag that over. That was it for giving. Savings, we didn't have anything additional for savings. We did not have anything additional for investing. We did all of our investing last week. Now on to the fun part, variable expenses. Variable expenses and sinking funds were, I felt like, just out of control this month. I don't think it ended up being as bad as I thought it would be. We were still able to kind of salvage our budget, but it was just kind of stressful, with everything going on and worrying about, are we going to blow our budget or not? Are we still on track for our goals? These ones are sinking funds, so I will save those until later. Our first ones we come to are pets. One of our old dogs, he is 14 years old. He's a Mastiff Rottweiler mix, and he's just such a happy guy, but he's arthritic. He's got hip dysplasia, but he's still happy. We love him to pieces. He is still enjoying his old man life. He's just such a sweetheart. He has that Mastiff personality. And then we also had some stuff for the aquarium from Amazon. As I've told you guys before, we have 3 aquariums. That is a huge hobby of my husband's. That was it from household and pets, so I will go ahead and drag those over. That puts us over by $21.12 for household and pets. This next transaction here, we opened a new credit card. Well, it was for my husband. It's been a very, very long time since he has had a credit card for usual expenses. He's usually used our debit card. I handle most of our finances, and we just kind of communicate about them just whenever it's necessary. So he didn't really understand, the taking cash out on a credit card. He was used to just being able to withdraw cash with his debit card, but we got dinged with some cash advance fees, and then we also got interest with the cash advance fee. We still have the benefits of the cash rewards with that card have still far outweighed those charges, and I think we've really only paid now about $11 in fees. So it's just kind of more of a nuisance at this point, but it's growing pains. We've talked about it. I explained to him about the cash advances. He still has his debit card, so he can still use his debit card to just get cash from the bank. But we got charged 92 cents of interest. That's going to go to miscellaneous. Our next miscellaneous charge is a PlayStation game. It's kind of like a duck hunt with my daughter. My husband played it with my daughter. They had a lot of fun playing that. Then there was a field trip expense. Like I told you guys at the beginning, I went on a field trip to the planetarium with my daughter and her class, and it was $10 for her and then $5 additional for me to be able to chaperone. So that's going to come out of miscellaneous. And that is it for miscellaneous. But as you can see, miscellaneous has been hit hard. Most of this came from my eye doctor last week. I got contacts. We just got all of our HSA information. We opened an HSA this year. I actually think I'm just going to cash flow that eye doctor charge because I'd rather build up that HSA and take advantage of the ability to invest it in the market and kind of get that multiple tax savings advantage that comes with it. Okay, so the next transaction we come to is gas, which has been doing a lot better now that we are both driving more gas efficient cars now. And so my husband had filled up and then I had done my weekly fill up. Gas, we are well under budget, which is I'm so happy to see. The next transaction is for my husband. This was a stop at Maverick. Another one is a little mart over by where we live. That was it for my husband. He is going to be rolling over $27.57 into his sinking funds. I'm going to wait to do that until the end, but we always zero out whatever we have left over in our personal spending to go into a sinking fund to build up for some of those more expensive purchases. I didn't spend anything because I had busted my budget last week, so I am still over by $6.01. Okay, this next one is going to come out of the fun category, and this was a stop at one of our gas stations. I'd gone there initially to pick up some stuff for April Fool's dinners. I like to have a lot of fun with those. I had made a meatloaf pie and piped on mashed potatoes to make it look like a pie, and it was so funny. I had it set out on a little platter. It looked really pretty on our table. My son comes in and he thought it was a pie, so there was a fingerprint where he had gone to what he thought was frosting, and I heard him go, "Ew, this cake is not good." And he, had eaten the mashed potatoes thinking it was frosting. So I was able to get him, but my daughter, she's had enough of the April Fool's dinners from mom to know. And then for dessert, we had cheesecake to kind of be plated to where it looks like mashed potatoes. And then I got some runts, the little green runts to look like peas, and then cut up orange starburst to look like carrots. So it looked like peas and carrots with mashed potatoes. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one. But we picked up some smoothies as well while we were at the gas station and some other little treats for the kids. So that comes from fun. Then we had rented a movie from Amazon. We had rented another movie, and that was it out of the fun category. And we are under budget there, which is a relief. Our next transaction, I'm going to save all of these splits for the end. So the next one is this little puzzle game I got from Amazon. That'll come from miscellaneous. And that was it. I forgot to pull that earlier. Then the Family Dollar, my husband had ran there to get some marinara sauce, and another Family Dollar grocery run. I think I picked up some more jelly beans and malt ball eggs for our little treat jar. It is like a little bunny treat jar that we have set out for Easter time. And that is it out of our non-split grocery purchases. Next, we'll move on to splits. This one is from Walmart. So the note I have here to myself is it's going to be between household and grocery. So I'll go ahead and select those, household and then grocery. 33 from household and the rest was from groceries. So 83.93. All right, we'll go ahead and track that. Then Costco was also a split. And that is again from household and groceries. I have noted here that $11 was from household, the rest was from groceries. Okay, so that is everything for our variable expenses. Now that I can kind of see everything laid out here, I know these were kind of extenuating circumstances, like with the miscellaneous spending. Most of that came from that eye doctor visit that I decided to cash flow. And what I'm seeing is that we are way under on gas and we're kind of consistently over on groceries and household and pets. So what I think I'm going to do for April's budget is actually pull $100 from gas and assign an additional $100 to groceries, and then pull another $50 from gas and assign that to household and pets. So increase groceries by $100, increase household and pets by $50, and decrease gas by a total of $150. Next, we're going to move down to sinking funds. My daughter's karate class had come out, her monthly tuition for karate. We had our lawn thatched and aerated. That is going to come out of home maintenance. Our quarterly HOA bill came out. That is going to come from our HOA. And then this one is for my daughter's birthday party. She wanted to have a pool party. We were able to find a community center pool and rent that for 2 hours. It came to $160 to rent the pool. That is going to come from gifts and holidays. And like I said, we have had so many birthdays, like friends' birthdays. So this has been depleted a lot. But that is all of our transactions. Now we need to close out the budget and kind of decide where we're going to put the money that we have left over. First, what we're going to do is come to this variable expenses section. We're going to transfer all of my husband's leftover money, the $27.57, to sinking funds. And then I will add that to his dad bod category. Okay, that is tracked there. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with our cash flow for March. So let's see what we have remaining. Hi everyone, this is me coming back much later in the day. I've already picked up my kids from school, ran my daughter to karate, made dinner, given baths, putting kids to bed, all of that good stuff. But I had kind of just completely foobarred my budget. I think the sinking funds keep throwing me off. I just need to remember that how I track my sinking funds is different than how the Every Dollar app is trying to track them. And I had done it correctly in February. I have been keeping track on a paper budget as well, but I, for some reason, just forgot about that during this session, and I completely messed up all of the numbers, kind of beyond repair. So I went back to my paper budget, finished crunching the numbers, and what I ended up with was a total of $215.14 in cash flow. So I'm going to bring in my calculator, and when I take the $215.14 minus the 129.35 that we had made total in extra income, that leaves me with 85.79. So that is what I have as cash flow that is going to be added to this extra debt payment. And what I'm going to do is just put this as the 215.14 total. So we were still able to have some cash flow after we ended up paying for my eye doctor appointment. We did some extra donations, some extra savings. I was honestly really nervous with this budget. I had no idea how it was going to all come together. It's been a very stressful month. And that's kind of why I think when I was coming to close out the budget that my brain was just so scattered that I kind of blew it when I was trying to tie up the numbers. But thankfully I am still tracking things because this is a new system for me. This is about a month and a half that I've been doing it. And how I use it is different than I think how the app is intended. It a lot of the functionalities I do enjoy, so I am going to still try to continue to use it. I just have to remember to kind of shift around some of the numbers to fit our family's needs. But that is going to wrap up this video, you guys. We ended on a high note for March. Even though it was crazy, we were still able to hit a huge milestone in our debt, which I'm very excited about, while also maintaining our lives and being able to participate in experiences. I hope you guys had a great March as well, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!